So what are the problems with office Wi-Fi that we don't quite understand?
Yeah, every business runs on connectivity, right? Most companies no longer build their own data centers, but internet infrastructure continues to be something that's complex, time consuming, and really difficult. So what we think it should be like is similar to a utility that when you go into a space, just like you turn on electricity or water, it just works. And what we're seeing is that every business increasingly is reliant on software and technology. And frankly, we just don't think that's going to slow down at all. So for all of this to work, we really need great internet infrastructure across all of the different market segments.
Now, you say you want internet service and infrastructure to be a utility. What do you mean by that? And isn't it already kind of a utility?
So outside of spaces, it truly is. But if you go inside of a space, let's say, you're setting up a warehouse, a life sciences lab, retail, healthcare, office space, what happens inside, it takes months. You have to deal with so many different vendors, and you have to take on the complexity of maintaining these really old systems. And so what we do is make all of that kind of go away so that customers can just go on with building their own business.
More broadly, is there a redistribution happening of how we use Wi-Fi, given the shift to remote work, more people working at home? I mean, aren't less people working in the office today?
Yeah, we certainly service customers in offices, but we service customers in warehouses, life sciences lab, elsewhere. So think about the past 2 years where we've all ordered stuff on e-commerce. That comes from a warehouse where it has robots and sensors and computers. And so everything runs on the internet. So there probably isn't a company, a product, or something that we are customers of where they don't run on internet networking and Wi-Fi.
Now, you founded this company with your brother, and I've heard some interesting comparisons to you all and the Collison brothers, who, of course, co-founded Stripe and whose career I've enjoyed following over the last decade. Talk to us a little bit about your story and why you chose to take internet infrastructure on when it could have been just about anything.
Yeah, I think fundamentally what we saw was this is a problem we wanted to solve ourselves. But as we started working with a lot of different companies and talk to companies that are stalwart technology companies, we increasingly saw them spending a lot of time and capital. But even if we take a step back for a second, what's important is to think about, again, we've heard about software eating the world and technology being everywhere. Internet infrastructure is kind of that underlying bed that makes all of it possible. So I'm sure your kids watch YouTube or Twitch, or we order something or order a car to go somewhere. All of that needs internet infrastructure to function. So we think it's tremendously important to get that right as technology grows over the next decade.
So let's talk about dollars. We know you just raised a big new round of funding, but how big is the market size here? How many billions of dollars do you think are up for grabs?
Yeah, so this is probably one of the largest markets there is in technology. There's been some noteworthy companies for decades now. So, rather than kind of thinking about just particular market segment, what's important to look at is the billions of square feet that are in all of these segments that require internet infrastructure. So every single type of space you see as you're driving by or walking down Main Street, or when you think about a company you work with or a customer of, those are all customers that are potential market for us.
Is there a number you'd put on it?
Not really. I think it's in the tens to hundreds of billions, but I think it's increasing. So what's, again, point earlier I was saying, this is where currently it's already one of the largest markets, but it is just increasing every year as all of these other technology companies become successful and every company becomes a technology company.